Hello everybody, it's your boy WeezyFMamba. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being here. Today's agenda, we're gonna go ahead and have another Evil Dead the Game content created video where we will be discussing the best builds for each demon. I just did a ball video, and I tell you what guys, 8 hours after I uploaded that video, we already found another build that is much better. I'm gonna go ahead and redo ball for you guys, plus the 4 other demons that have already been in the game: Plaguebringer, Puppeteer, Necromancer, and Warlord. Excuse me. And then another video here in the future, we'll be doing all the survivors as well. But this particular video is the best builds that you can have from Prestige 0 to Prestige 5 for each demon. All right, let's get right to it. Once again, guys, you can catch me live on Twitch every morning from 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to around 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And my Twitch handle is literally the same as my YouTube handle, WeezyFMamba, no spaces. Catch me live. Let's get right to it, man. We're gonna go ahead and switch on over and we're gonna show you guys the best builds from the rip. Okay, now ball is the newest, so let's get right to them, guys. I do not have everybody P5, but I know where the points will be going. My Puppeteer is maxed out, so that build is 100%. But we are super close to ball P5 already. He is an absolute machine right now with fear. As you can see, our prestige progression is super close. But man, I literally have won, I think, like 40 games in a row with this build. Something ridiculous. So we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. Okay. So first and foremost, the previous build, we had some misconstructions of like Master of Horror and not running Heart Pounding or Field of Fear. We have completely 100% changed that. This build is an absolute monster, and we've discovered some things about false fingernails and etc. So we're gonna get right to it. 1 and 1 in Gates of Hell. You do not need Gates of Hell with ball. The book rotation is good enough with the 2 portals that you get of each unit. Okay, plus all the ground units that pop up out of nowhere every once in a while. So don't worry about going any further into Gates of Hell. The other demons will be a different story with this. Okay. But ball gets 2 and 2, and the way that his book rotation works, you only need 1 Gates of Hell each, just so we can continue further into the tree under the second column. So let's keep it moving. Omen of Death, 1 point for sure. 2 points not necessary. 10% fear increase. I've already assumed all of this. Sorry, I've already have been absolutely fearing teams to the max within no time with Trap 3 and Demon Powers maxed out. Mark survivors do not need further fear increase. 10% for 1 point. If this was 20%, maybe a different story, but again, we're getting enough fear with 10%, so no problems. Tenacious Demonic Dash, an absolute must, maxed out. 75 seconds, you need that Scare Dash back the quickest you can. Demonic Dash, 75 seconds. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. The further or the quicker you get it back, the more you can fear survivors and gain energy. We completely skipped this whole part right here due to the fact that once again, Gates of Hell boss is absolutely worthless. You have a 2-minute and 24-second cooldown when you have boss 5 in your threat level pink Fs. So Bald does not get his unit back quickly at all. And if you think, what is 5% off, what is 10% off, and what is 15% off of 2 minutes and 24 seconds, it's pretty rough. So again, worthless perk. Bullseye, you already have this in Manhunter, so again, not needed. And Balance Bar on boss units is the absolute most worthless perk in any demon skill tree to date. Okay, so don't worry about it. Shut Your Trap, an absolute must. 2 of 2, 20% infernal energy required, less, which is great for setting traps with Scarefest, of course, and setting proxy portals when you want to fear loop somebody. You guys can check out the fear loop videos that I have already of us bullying survivors with the ball fear loop build that you're about to see. Next one is Despair Fest. I go 2 of 2 as well. Gives me an extra duration of 5 seconds. That way I can get more traps when I'm using Scarefest to completely trap up a POI. Acton Village is a great one, for example. Fort Gort, Facin Farm, Fishing Village, Terminal Station, Dead End. You know what I mean? Big places like that that have a lot of traps, and you know the routes and where these traps are for playing Demon for almost a year. You definitely want to use this to your advantage, and an extra 5 seconds goes a really long way. So we go 2 of 2 there. Let's go back up to the column. We're skipping this and this, of course. This and this. We do need to get to Balance Bar and Elite, so we have to put 1 in Scary or Demonic Dash. Again, 50% fear increase is worth 1 point. 60% or 60 fear increase is not worth 2. So just put 1 of 2 here. And then False Fingernails also. The previous build video that I made with Ball had False Fingernails maxed out, but I'll tell you what, guys, this move hardly lands, and it is fucking slow as shit. Slow as shit. So 10% is just enough. And by the way, the picture here that you guys are seeing, doesn't that look like, what's the girl's name? The Nebula? Like, doesn't that look like Nebula from Marvel? What the fuck, dude? Anyways, 1 out of 3 in False Fingernails. Go up to Thick Skin. Once again, your base Thick Skin duration is 10 seconds. This will make it 13. If you go 1 extra point, it's only 3 extra seconds. Your unit is not going to live for 16 seconds, regardless of how thick your skin is. So don't worry about putting 2 of 2 here. This was another thing we changed in the previous build. And then let's go back to column 3. We are definitely going to max out Balance Bar on basic units and Heart Pounding. Okay, the mark is where we have changed a lot of things in the previous build video that I made. The marking is OP. Okay, when they are feared to shit, it is an absolute dream. Okay, for how much damage you can actually pull off when you peekaboo with Ball. We'll get to that later in the build. Okay, so just trust me. 3 of 3. Rocksteady Elite, absolutely. Elite damage maxed out as well. This is been a topic of conversation in the community that basics are better than the elites. However, in the open field, I would have to agree. But when you get survivors stuck in a house or in a tight space, or when they're all beaten up on your elite with melee weapons, excuse me, popping your Harvest Blood, I think it's called, Blood Harvest, is a OP as shit, especially if they have red fear. They're already high level fear. It is a really big hit. Plus, the Blood Harvest does 175 on the book phase. So you always want to utilize that move for sure. Let's further down here. Speedy Fingers, we only do 1. Okay, so we can unlock heavy damage boss. We go max for ball boss. Ball damage for boss damage, okay? Now, 1 point in heavy damage basics. And we'll get to this here in just a minute. We go to the full health bar for basics as well. 1 point in Mark of Evil, okay? Because we only, again, a 3-second increase is not that great. Worth a whole nother point. Increase the health of elites. Again, we are doing a book build backup, but again, trust me, these things are tanky as fuck out in the open field when you're trying to fear loop as well. Okay, Dead by Dawn, the absolute best perk in his tree right here. Increase the fear level of survivors when freed from a demon's possession. Again, this is why we are able to fear loop. When we throw you into a trap, you're immediately feared again, because trap 3 is 60% more fear, plus the hit from the unit is damage, plus Dead by Dawn, increasing the fear level of survivors when I drop them from a possession. Okay, when you get shot out of a possession, also their fear level is 20% higher. This is such a utilized perk, and it's absolutely amazing. Okay, we have 11 points left to spend, but only 6 left for P0. So what we're going to do is when we get to 45 points, we're going to go down to that. In fact, I think 7 left, right? 7 left, because then I'll have 4 extra points. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we already know what we're going to be doing there. So we skip completely here for P0 because, again, we don't need any increased maximum health of boss units when there's already one here. Check this out. We do 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay? So we go 1 of 2 for Mortal Invader, and Field of Fear is maxed out, 3 of 3. No doubt. Now remember, we have 4 points to do. Okay? So in this particular case, what you want to do for P0 is putting Ball and Chain at 2 and I'm sorry, Ball and Chain in 1 and Mindfulness at 2. So you do get that 30% extra health. This will be your best P0 build for now, because now we have the last remaining points. Okay, so first and foremost, P1, Prestige 1. You always want to go Ball and Chain, Prestige 1 and Prestige 2. You got to get these out. Okay, this way Ball and Chain is maxed out. This is also one of the most OP perks in the game, because when he is able to back out of do a dodge, he becomes invisible. It's called the peekaboo, and essentially when he peekaboos and then does one of his abilities, such as the energy drain, which is going to be called the Blood Harvest, that is the best perk for him to use on cooldown in the boss phase. So it hits for 600, 700, 800, 900 damage. Sometimes if they have to hit it right, they hit for over 1,000, depending on if they're marked. So absolutely. So again, that's P1 and P2 will be for Ball and Chain to max out. P3, you go ahead and max out Mindfulness. Okay, increasing Ball's maximum health. Once again, you now get 40% more health. This is why we skipped this one, because it's only 20% maxed out. And on this one, we get health regen as well. It's a double perk. Prestige 4, Mortal Invader. Absolutely. Get that fear threshold down even further. And this is the current build I have and will be running until I hit P5 tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'm literally just throwing 1 more point into heavy damage basic to get it to 15%. I don't have any other reason to put a perk anywhere else. So this will be the 50th point. This is your God tier ball build. All right. Thank you guys. Let's go ahead and save the changes, and let's move on to Plaguebringer. Now, Plaguebringer got a big nerf with the Witch. There are some ways to do the speed boost still. However, we're just going to build the Witch anyway, because I feel like they nerfed her way too hard, and they're going to bring some stuff back. Okay. So as far as the video goes, or I'm sorry, as far as the build goes, this is what you want to do. Extremely Vicious Circle maxed out, because again, we go more basics build and Witch build. We kind of stay away from the elite tree, because the elites are tanky enough without adding anything extra if you want to go for book or just rotating an elite on an objective. But yeah, okay. Anyways, let's move on. Let's go ahead and get Primal Scream here. Immunosuppressing. Grandmaster Dash maxed out. Potion Pitcher. Okay. Lingering Symptoms. And we stay away from the boss balance bar once again. Guys, this build is just particular. No problems. We stay away from the elite tree. We don't need this. Okay? Max out Raging Reaper, which is the double pierce attack. Max out Tenacious Demonic Dash. That way we have it down to 75 seconds. Bounce bar length. Great capacity for evil. Okay? Damage Dell. Damage or belt health basics. We then will go down here. We got to make sure that combat fatigue gets maxed out. We got to get some more stuff here. I go full boss damage and full boss health, and full Grayville-ness, and full, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Hold on just a second here. This is why. Okay, there we go. We don't need that. All right. So, combat fatigue is a must. Okay. And then we do one here. I'm trying to remember by all these by heart. I'm so sorry. Right. Right. Okay, so elites in here. Okay, here we go. Sorry, man. The witch tree is a little rough. So this was the best build that we had currently, because once again, even though the witch speed movement has been nerfed, I think they nerfed way too far, and that they're going to kind of mess around with that again. So we're still putting efficient evil boss and basics. That way we can utilize her best unit, which is going to be her basic units for pestering people. Plus, blight is key in this whole scenario, where we want to continue to blight people and have their infection. So this is why we do that here. Okay. Extremely Vicious Circle and Raging Reaper both apply to book damage. So no need to worry about that. And then, of course, combat fatigue, blight infected survivors deal less damage, which is great if you are double piercing somebody or stomping on them or corrosive blasting of some sort. This is your best P0 right here. Prestige 1. You make sure you do efficient evil boss. Always do the unit that you're going to go for first. Okay, you're going to call way more basics than you would the boss. You would think maybe to do efficient evil boss first, but just make sure you do it second. Okay, and then Prestige 3, even though we're not running an elite build here, always do efficient evil on her because it will require less energy to use their abilities. Okay, so Prestige 3, do the elite. And then Prestige 4 and 5 is pretty simple on this build for us. We're just going to re-max out Putrefied Potion Pitcher and get that effect to 100%. So super easy there for us. And that's your best Plaguebringer build, guys. Right there. Hopefully she gets her justice back, considering she was nerfed to the dirt with the movement speed. At least the witch part. She did get a buff, a health buff though. So I guess pick your poison. All right, next is going to be Warlord. And this is a pretty simple build. Again, we're going to be using 45 points, the last 2 points. The extra 2 points, I'll make sure to do that in the last 4 points. Okay? So, Hemophobia is an absolute must. Warlord is very similar to Ball. She is based a lot on fear looping. And she's just not as good as Ball when it comes to fear loop. However, her units are way better than Ball as far as the basics and the elites. And Warlord hits a lot harder. But they're telegraphed and a little bit slower. So this is definitely what you want to do. So the rest are 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. It's an absolute must to make sure that the pukes are here so we can continue in the tree. Head Start, of course, unfortunately, is the a burn perk because we have to get to Test of Time for 1 point, and then we have to get down here. Okay, so puke again, puke damage, and puke range, only 1 point in each, just due to the fact that the puke got nerfed to the dirt as far as when we used to be able to puke cancel out of it. You know, animation cancel out of the puke, but we can't anymore. And survivors just walk away anyway and dodge and know when you're going to puke. Still puke, just in case you catch somebody off guard after a chain, of course. But at the moment, this is all we're rocking. Again, 1 and 1 here. The whole second row or second column is essentially just 1 point in each. Okay. Now we're going to continue in column 3, and that is also going to be 1 point for quick comeback, 1 point for lingering gas, 1 point for granny hug. Warlord has a really shitty tree. Really shitty tree. Okay. Balance bar of boss. Once again, absolutely worthless. Do not use more than 1 point in balance bar. We're only using this point because we got to move over here. We're going to skip Portal Authority because we're going to be using Gates of Hell here shortly. Infernal Refill. 1 point. Again, you're looking at just 1 point in all of these. Okay, now we go back up. Definite maxing all unit damage and health and balance bar. So balance bar on basics, balance bar on elites, and health on elites, and health on basics. Okay, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. We need to make these motherfuckers beefy, beefy. Okay, we skip easy access, skip potent gas, and make sure Henrietta's health is maxed out as well. And then we come down here and put Infernal Revenue at 1 point, but Great Capacity for Evil at 2 points, which is what Warlord is really strives in, is being able to continually put pressure on. The problem is she has really bad energy. Her units are expensive, and it's pretty quick to drain. So we really want Great Capacity for Evil. This will increase the maximum amount of like energy that you can have. So your pool goes to a pretty large number. And then the next row, we max out Gates of Hell, absolutely, because she is a book queen essentially at this point. Warlord is really tough to get wins with as far as outside of the book phase. If you have a coordinated team, you should be okay. We skip Pain Parasite and Demonic Revival. Again, we've tested these multiple times in private match, and it's not the best at all. Okay? But heavy damage basic, heavy damage elite, and heavy damage boss. So this is your best Prestige 0 build right here. Okay? Now for Prestige 2, this is essentially pick your poison. Or Prestige 1, I go heavy damage basic, and Prestige 2 heavy damage basic, because I will be using the basics more than I use anything else. For Prestige 3, you're definitely going to want to do heavy damage elite. Prestige 4, heavy damage elite again. Get those maxed out to 3-3. And then Prestige 5 is a toss-up. You can either A, give Henrietta an additional 5%, increase the puke range by 25%, or the puke damage by 5%. As far as what the best thing here, Henrietta is very viable. I'm just going to put 2 of 3 in Henrietta because her 2-3 is less important than his 2-3, because the elite's 3-3 is a 15% increase, only 5% for her. So this is why you want to go 3-3 with damage elites, and only 2-3 with Henrietta boss damage. She's a fucking tank anyway, and she hits like a truck. So this will be your best Warlord build, guys. Check it out. All right, next, my main Puppeteer. It's the easiest one. I've rebuilt this thing like 100 times. So I'm just gonna breeze through it, guys. The video is getting a little long, so I don't want to make it too long for you guys, but we're gonna go ahead and start it here. Shock and Awe, maxed out. High Voltage, maxed out. Power Surge, only 1 point. We are skipping the complete bottom 2 rows. These are unnecessary to be used on a P5 Puppeteer build. Okay? So, boom, 3-3, 3-3, 1, 2-2, 1. Gates of Hell is an absolute must on Puppeteer because you need to create pressure. Only 1 in balance bar, once again, just to get to belly. Basic health. Basic balance bar. Elite balance bar. And only 1 in elite health. Because again, if you see, 20% for 1 point is worth it, but is a second point really worth 5 more percent? Not a chance. Okay? For you to get 2 power possessions on the book phase, you need Relentless Evil maxed out at 30 or at 3 and 3. Okay? So this is an absolute must because you need to power possess at least 2 elites or 2 basics, depending on if there's not a hunt draft. But I would definitely go with the basics. Or I'm sorry, with the elites. Trust me, with this stacking, Puppeteer is the absolute best demon on the book phase right now. Okay? Due to the explosions, demonic demolition, and berserk blowout. Absolutely. Okay, it gets pretty simple from here, guys. We're gonna go down to 5 points. Prison rules is a must because it's a 1-in-1. Anytime you see those 1-1s, they're almost essentially worth always picking because it's awesome. Elagos bleed damage. Trust me, we've gotten multiple kills that way. So yeah. All right. So with the basics build here, once again, heavy damage basics. We're gonna go maxed 3-3. And then 1, and then get this unlocked for now. In fact, we're going 2-2. Here's your best build for you. Kandarian Fury is a must when you want to stack. The longer you do a possess a unit, the longer it builds. But Puppeteer really strives at Prestige 5. Okay? So this is all we have at the moment for points. Okay? So what we're going to do now is go ahead and show you guys the Prestige 1 build. You definitely want to put that in Elagos damage. 10%. Okay? Prestige 2. Go ahead and max out basic damage to 20%. Okay? Prestige 3. We're maxing out Puppet Master Basic. And then Prestige 4 and 5, Puppet Master Elite. Okay, we skip Heavy Damage Elite because Heavy Damage does not affect book phase. And in the open field, the Puppeteer Elites are the absolute worst. Elite in the game. They're essentially worthless until the book phase. Which is why this will be the best. We do an extra 5% damage to the book, this particular build, with this particular perk. Plus, when it's possessed, you get 5% more health on top of this, which is 25% total. This is your best P5 Puppeteer build right now. All right? Perfect. And last but not least, this is Necromancer. Necromancer. All right? And this is the only demon that I do not have prestiged. However, I do have the confidence of the build, and we have the best P0 build in the game. And the P5 build doesn't change pretty much anything. Okay? So this is what's essentially going to happen. You do Rocksteady Elite, maxed out. Health Razor Elite maxed. Rocksteady Basic. Great Capacity for Evil. 1 here as well. Only 1 in those. 1 in Balance Bar Length. 1 in Scarier Demonic Dash. 1 in Portal Authority Basic. Just because we need to get to Health Razor. The Necro Tree also kind of sucks, guys. So we max out the health of basics. We have to get to irreparable damage. And then we continue going further in, but you guys will see. So this perk is the best perk in the game, essentially for any demon right here. The 4 seconds seems like an eternity. So definitely get that. We go 3 of 3 for maximum health for Evil Ash. We go 1 for Infernal Revenue and 1 for Widespread Skeleton Resurrection. Again, this is just ones. Okay. Same here. We are doing 1, 1, 1. And then remember, the 1-in-1s are always great. Minus these here. Actually, we do go for skeletal reinforcements. But we don't go for healthy bones because that one's really dumb. But this flute force will increase the flute range to 60 feet, which is what, or 60 yards, which is what we want it to be. As far as the rest of the tree, definitely go for Seismic Smash because it's really OP. Trident missile, but only because we need to keep going further in to get to heavy damage basic. All right. Remember, I don't have any points here. This is going to be your P0 build. So 1 in elite, 1 in boss. Once I get there, we do 2 for hell, gates of hell, 1 for boss. This is your best P0 build. As far as P1, you're going to want to go heavy damage boss. P2, heavy damage boss. Just get Evil Ash maxed out. P3, Gates of Hell, basic. P4, Gates of Hell Elite, max those out. And then P5, just give yourself an extra 5% damage on the elites. Okay? And that is all 5 demon builds that are going to be your best chance of winning in 2023 here at Evil Dead the Game. You guys have any comments, questions, concerns about any of the builds? Just comment down below, let me know. And I appreciate all the love and support. I know my YouTube videos are not like the best produced or anything. I just record them on Twitch, on Streamlabs. So again, if you guys have any suggestions for anything with the channel as well, just let me know. But in the meantime, be on the lookout for the next video, which is going to be every single survivor build that is best for you. We'll be doing that probably sometime tomorrow. Just doing the demon builds today. Okay? So I appreciate it, y'all. You guys take care. And we will see you guys on Twitch every morning, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm WeezyFMamba. Have a great one.